everybody, you guys know me as the Tick Slayer. I'm the girl that had the recovery from all those terrible autoimmune problems, including Lyme disease for all you Lyme folks.
Yeah.
As you guys know already, I'm always trying to improve myself. I've just been on that path ever since this whole Lyme debacle and getting myself well. And I always talk about the mechanical things that you can do. The energetic treatments, the supplements, the treatments that you can go and get with a doctor. But we never really talk about the emotional stuff, and this is quite important. Today with me is Ellen Light. I stumbled across her path about 6 months ago, and she is a former psychiatric nurse and a national licensed massage therapist. And she specializes in emotional release and has been doing it for 30 years. So she is the expert when it comes to doing this type of work. And this is kind of important because I coach a lot of you, and for the past 4 years I've been getting all of you guys healthy. But there's one common thread among everybody that I can't help you with, and that is the emotional stuff that is inside of you, trapped inside of you. And that's a common thread that I've noticed among all the people who are chronically ill. And if hopefully that's one of the takeaways from the book, that you realize that, whoa, this girl was pretty angry. I'm there. You know, I'm definitely a type A type person. I'm always go, 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 and we'll talk about that. That you find that a lot of those go, go, go people get sick. But what I've noticed is that there have been, besides all the people that I coach that have this emotional issue, whether it's people that you live with or past transgressions, things that you haven't gotten over, things that you may not even remember. It may be trauma that you may not actually even remember, because sometimes when you go through trauma, it's like way back there. And it is, and that causes pain and it prolongs your illness. And if you do not work on these issues, then you kind of go in circles with your treatments. And so some of you are like, I do everything and I'm still not well. Well, here we are, and this is what we're going to talk about. So this may be like a huge breakthrough for you, and I'm expecting that for a lot of you it probably will be. So let me just tell you how I stumbled across Ellen real quick. It was just about 6 months ago, and I've had neck pain for a really long time. I wrote about the car accident that I had at the end of high school. I am 34 years old now. I can't believe 34. Do I look 34? Okay, I'm 34, and I have this neck pain that has been going on forever, and I've gotten chiropractic care, and I've always been like, what do I need to do to get this well? And you know, chiropractic care is great. It's physical manipulation that you need to your vertebrae. I totally believe in it. But I never knew that there was emotional stuff that was there that needed to be released. And once I worked with this lady, it was like, boom, gone, like in 2 sessions. So I kind of couldn't believe the success that I had. I was waking up like not being able to move my neck. And so that was my biggest symptom that I have now. Really, I'm symptom-free. So I got a lot more than what I bargained for when I met her. And my first question to her is, what does someone experience when they come to visit you? So how do you do what you do?
That's a great question, Perry. I started off in nursing, and I've been studying the healing arts for over 30 years. So I have a lot of skill, but what makes that really sing and come together is my intuition. And I was in a serious car accident when I was 19. Some people say that if you have a head injury, that it makes your brain slightly different and more open to intuitive impressions.
Rain woman?
Maybe so.
Okay, not really though.
But on the other hand, it's been 30 years I've been listening to people's stories, listening to people's bodies, and of course you get better at anything you do all day for 30 years. So when someone comes to see me, I can go one of 2 ways. I can have you let me go in blind and just say, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm feeling, or I can take their history. I can do this by phone or in person, typically on a massage table, but it doesn't need to be. So when I scan a person, I'm looking for, where is there the most
Just kidding.
oh, where is the most energy stuck? Where is the most excess energy? Or does it feel like there's a big hole? Or what are my intuitive impressions when I'm scanning the whole body? Because when we take the bigger piece, then sometimes we're going to be getting 5 or 6 symptoms that you didn't even realize were involved from that deeper root. So I've been naturally a detective since I was a child. I love reading all the mystery books.
Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew.
Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys. Madeline L. Angle. Always love the mystery. And now, the body is such a mystery, isn't it, Perry?
Totally.
So I find that when I'm working with people who have chronic injury and illness, that typically they have been people that have pushed really hard. And now that they're unable to push, I find that they're judging themselves, or they have family members or society or bosses that are going, you should just push a little harder, when in fact there's no push left. And
amen to that.
right? I recovered from chronic fatigue. I was
Yeah.
in bed for a year. I had a long time to think about what's going on. Why am I not getting better?
How to do things better, how to get to the root of the problem, just
Yes.
like how you described.
Because like you, I was just looking at what are the physical things I can do. Chiropractic, rolfing, supplements, vitamin C.
Hey, it's all great stuff.
It's all
it's
great
just,
stuff.
This is like a piece of the puzzle here, and a
Yes.
very big piece, so that's why we're doing the video here.
So when we have trapped emotion in the body, if you could see it, it might look like a large balloon with trapped energy. It might look like a hard triangle. You might see colors. This week I had a gal who had this crazy debilitating fatigue, and we dropped down and she said, well, it looks like there's a big slime all over me. And right? And so then we were able to lift that off. Now, this is a math teacher coming to me who was brave and courageous, saying, I've tried everything else. I'm willing to try something different.
Yeah.
And she came with migraines, and she was getting 3 and 4 migraines and headaches, debilitating. She doesn't have those anymore. So this is a long answer to what do people experience when they come to see me, but basically we're going to find out what's going on. What do you want? We're going to scan, and then I have the body and the feelings take us on the mystery journey. So I ask the questions, and I'm the tour guide, and the information is carried in your body of what your traumas are that are blocking 20 to 80% of your energy that will be made available to your healing.
So that's a lot to take in for most of you. So
Yes.
you might want to replay that again so you can hear what you just said and like process it. But we're going to do another video after this one, maybe in a day or so or next week, to talk about me as the example, because I provide a great example, and I don't really care that I'm an open book. I got problems just like everybody
We
else.
all have problems.
So I don't mind using me as an example, and we'll show that in the next video. But for people who think that there is no help, or that they think that this is totally not for them because that they've had experiences with therapists, you know, I always say something is better than nothing at all, and you'll hear me say that a lot in the newsletter. People are like, well, which vitamin C is best? Which energetic medicine device is best? Blah, 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 blah. You know, what doctor is best? I always say, you know, something is better than not doing anything at all, and don't think that you're doing everything in vain, because you're not. But just because you didn't get help with seeing somebody who supposedly specializes in helping you with issues, don't think that there's no help out there available to you. Because what happened with me, and this is interesting, because the first time I saw a psychologist, and I saw one at West Point, they recommended me seeing a psychologist when I was there, because I was just upset from seeing abuse and humiliation that I had never seen before. It was like really traumatic actually, and you know, I got more and more trouble for bringing it up. I was, you know, I'm one of these people that when I see something, I gotta say something, you know. And unfortunately, you know, it wasn't well received, so it kind of took me on a nosedive. And seeing this colonel that was a psychologist, it obviously helped. I mean, it was nice to go and speak to someone. But I told her all kinds of things that, and opened up to her, and there just wasn't any resolve. And it made me go, I don't know if I want to do this ever again. And then when I left West Point, I thought I was being brave because it was like there were other things in life that I wanted to do. I wanted to be an athlete and didn't think that I'd be a good athlete there. And it's kind of true. It's very difficult to be a good athlete at a service academy. But that was important. And then something just wasn't jiving about where my future was going in that direction. So when I left, I had people tell me, oh, you couldn't handle it, or, you know, even my dad said something about, oh, you're just upset because it's the first time you ever failed at anything. So that was kind of brutal, and that sent me on another nosedive. I was at rock bottom when I left that school. I left in high hopes, but what happened was that I saw another psychologist. And then after like 5 or 6 sessions with her, you know, she was telling me to go see a psychiatrist to get meds. And I was like, you know, and I felt like my confidence was shattered, basically. There was no resolve. I entrusted this person with all this information that I could remember. And the thing is that Ellen not only gives you resolve, but she can pull out stuff that you may not remember. And those sometimes are those incidences that are pushed all the way back that I never told these psychologists about because I didn't remember, that are kind of like the root of the problem and why you act the way that you act, why you have the mental chatter that you have, like negative mental chatter. It's why you're stuck in your story, and it's how you treat other people. So. And I know this well because a lot of the Lyme people are very angry and they need to take it out on somebody. Hey, you know, people take it out on me. And I say, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry, you know, but I'm not a bad person, you know. But I don't feel, you know, I'm not mad, you know. It's just I realize after seeing you is that there's things that people just don't realize why they act the way that they act. And it's very difficult to get well when you have all this trauma that needs to be released, and it's causing pain, and you can't get well.
Right, so in addition to having emotions that get buried, along with them are patterns and beliefs. So as we bring those up and we name them, then it's really easy to clear them.
Totally, totally. So I made great strides just seeing Ellen for, I guess I only had maybe 7 sessions with you over 6 months. I just hope people can go into it with an open heart, because I wouldn't be talking to her or even making this video if it wasn't something that I fully believed and have actually done myself. I just say keep an open mind, and just because you've seen a therapist or seen this person and you think that they're supposedly the best of the best, I can't tell you how many people come to me after they've seen the best of the best Lyme doctor, and they're, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And instead of making me like one of the first resorts, I'm the last resort.
Yes.
You know?
Last resort. I've tried everybody else.
Exactly.
I'm gonna try you.
And it's frustrating, but you know, it's a journey. So as long as you end up reaching where you need to go, like, don't worry about it. You know,
It is a journey.
It makes you a better person.
It's a journey.
It
A
is.
healing journey.
All right. Well, do you have anything else to say in closing before we wrap it up and do another video here soon?
Just thanks for the opportunity to expose me to your Lyme clients, so that they can understand that there is more help, and that help, they can reach help more quickly by getting that emotional trauma and weight out.
All right. That's right.
Thank you.